So I kind of had to re-record this part of the video, or at least the entire audio, because the files wouldn't play. But with that out the way, hello, my name is JJ. You may know me from such videos as You Wouldn't, because I archive a lot of them. But this is a more experimental video I want to try to do. So over the past year or so, I've watched quite a fuck ton of anime. A lot of them good, some of them pretty shit or either weird. But in this video, I just kind of want to rant about the series I've watched so far this year in 2026. I think there's 13, 12 of them. I honestly don't really know. Let's start with the first one. Okay, series number 1, we got You Can't Be in a Rom-Com with Your Childhood Friends. Now, before you may be saying, why the fuck did you watch this? I don't know why the fuck I watched this myself. I only watched it, well, actually, I do know. I watched it because, they uploaded, a trailer for it, and I saw the title, and I was like, I just have to watch this series. The series has such a weird sounding title. I just have to watch it. And then I watched it. It was not good at all. This is the first thing I watched in 2026. We're not starting things off very good. But just because I didn't like it, that doesn't mean there wasn't anything good to say about the series. As for one, the art style of this series is pretty unique. I like the whole watercolor aesthetic the series tries to go for. I also like the use of onomatopoeias that they use sometimes to show shit going on. That's kind of all I have to really say for anything positive about it. Yeah, not a good sign. But that was just the first series. This is also the first romance series I've watched period. Kind of, not really. I watched Dawn to Dawn before, but does that count as a romance? I guess it does, but I don't know. That is Can't Be Rom-Com with Your Childhood Friends kind of soured my taste for romance series. But this wasn't the only thing I watched within that first month of the year. Series number 2 that I watched was Keep Your Hands Up Eizouken. Eizouken is a really unique series. For a series all about creating animation, they took that premise and ran with it. It's really well animated. It's animated by the same folks who animated Dawn to Dawn, Science Saru, so it's gonna look really good. I only started watching this series because of Katamari. If you couldn't tell, I am a big fan of the Katamari series. The gameplay you're seeing for this video is my gameplay from We Love Katamari. The music is also from Katamari. I love this series. And I found out the main band who did Once Upon a Katamari's intro. I don't know how to pronounce the group's name. I feel like if I were to attempt to pronounce it, it's gonna come out really bad. I don't want that to happen, so I'm gonna put band name up on the screen. But other than that, they also did the intro for Keep Your Hands Up Eizouken. Katamari got me to watch an anime. A damn good one at that. Eizouken is an amazing series. It sucks that the season 1 came out 6 years ago in 2020. It is 2026. I don't think we're getting a season 2, which sucks because there is a lot more this series could do. The manga's still going, I'm pretty sure. But hey, good series nonetheless. Now we're gonna flip the script. Next up, Berserk. So Berserk is I watched Berserk mainly because it was a bet I did with one of my friends. He told me to watch Berserk, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And it's really good. I can't really say much about it currently, besides the fact that this shit is older than me. But like I said, I can't really say much. I'm not shit. Sorry. I'm not done with the series. I'm only on episode 4, mainly because the totally legitimate
streaming service I'm watching this series on kind of stopped.
So, I had to switch over to a different one. I just never really bothered to watch any more of it. Okay, I have no clue why the audio just kind of stopped there, but yeah. Okay, like I was saying before, Berserk, good from what I've watched so far. I'll probably try to watch more, have no clue when that will happen. Alright, next up, anime number 4. We're going back to romance series, The Dangers in My Heart. So, The Dangers in My Heart is a series that I only started watching because it was like, started us off as like an intro between me and my brother. He watched a recap of this series, and we just kind of joked about it to the point where we were genuinely curious what was this series about, and so we watched it together. It's a good romance series. It had me genuinely intrigued on what was going on. I just didn't watch season 2 because holy fucking shit, bro. These characters do not look like they're in middle school. Like I'm gonna like look at this. You want me to you really want me to believe these people are the same age and they're in the same goddamn grade? No. I just don't want. Yeah, okay, so good. Dangers in My Heart is a good romance series. I was genuinely intrigued with everything that was going on. It was just, holy shit, bro. This kind of stuff is gonna get you put on a watch list, and that is not what I want to do. So, I watched season 1. That's all I'm gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch season 2 and then the eventual season 3. I just don't feel like I want to support a series of shit like that. I'm pretty deep really quick. Anyways, the next one, Uma Musume, Beginning of a New Era. This is the first anime movie I watched this year. So late last year, I watched for the Uma Musume anime. So season 1, 2, 3, plus Beginning of a New Era. And I was just planning on watching all those within this a month, but I got burnt out, and so I didn't do that. Instead, it just kind of happened in March, I think. February? I think it was February. I kind of forgot. Yeah, you're gonna notice a lot of this stuff just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. But Beginning of a New Era is a phenomenal movie. A phenomenal movie. I like the characters. Jungle Pocket might be one of my new favorite main character Umas from the animes. The series also does a good job of displaying the realness of everything. There's barely any background music, and whatever there is, it's mainly for the races, and even then, it's really experimental. They make Agnes Tachyon look so fucking unhinged in his movie, and I love that. Beginning of a New Era is a really good movie with really glorious animation. It almost makes you forget that this is a series about anime horse girls running. That's insane. But yeah, overall, good movie. Alright, next up, K-On! K-On! Is a series that technically I watched back in 2025. Not really. I watched episode 1 to see if I would want to watch more, and I didn't. But I did eventually go back and rewatch season 1, and all I could say is that season 1 of K-On! Is really good. First of all, there's the music. It's an anime about a light music club. So of course the music's gonna have to be good, and yeah, the music's awesome, bro. Let's see, Kagayake Girls, Don't Say Lazy, motherfucking Fwa Fwa Time. Some of my favorite tracks from season 1. All the characters are memorable, and I think characters characters are really important for a series because, like, if you don't like the characters, you mostly won't like the series. And K-On! Does a good job of, like, making you remember these characters, even if you don't necessarily like them, which I do like all the characters in K-On! And another thing I want to point out, this series got me to start playing an instrument. Yeah, I started playing guitar because of this series. Not very good at it, but hey, you know what they say, practice makes perfect. Look, okay, if Yui could somehow learn the guitar without touching a single fucking instrument, we all can play instruments perfectly. It's in our nature, it's in our blood, and we all deserve that right! But, okay. But just because it's a good series, there is one major con I want to point out. For an anime all about playing music, they don't really play music that much. And I get that's like the whole thing. It's a slice of life series. What the fuck do you expect? I would just expect there to be a bit more music playing. Whenever there is music playing, it's always off screen. We never see it. Most of the time. We do see it sometimes, but not all the times. And that kind of makes me like a bit Doesn't kill the series for me. It's just like I kind of wish we got to see more, but like, wasn't the only thing I watched though. I did eventually go and watch season 2. This is 6.5. Counting second seasons of like 0.5s. K-On! Season 2 is better than season 1 in like every way. You can definitely tell because the episode count doubled. We went from 12, technically 14 episodes, to 24, technically 27 episodes. That's a lot. Hold on. Sorry, but I'm back. But yeah, season 2 is just an improvement on everything in general. Season 2 also kind of has this weird sort of like sadness to it. But like, that doesn't really kill the series, honestly. I do like how basically this season is really focused on Azusa. You know, she's like a year younger than everybody else in the Light Music Club. So basically half of season 2 is just kind of just trying to figure out what's going to happen to the club after everyone graduates. And it all comes together in episode 24, which is one of the best episodes in this season, if not series in general. I just think that ending gets kind of undermined when there's still 3 more episodes left that take place before the final episode, so it was kind of just like, oh man, it's over. Never mind, there's still 3 episodes left. 3, we'll get into that in a minute. But, another gripe I have with this season is that it drags on for so long. Like, it wasn't like, it didn't kill the series. I still watched it because I was still enjoying it. If the episode was boring, as long as it was funny or engaging or had good character moments, I didn't care. It was just, holy shit, it was so fucking boring halfway through. There were just some episodes I was slumped over, just begging for something to happen. And then there's also a weird case where every time, like, I know this is not related to the show itself, but like, every now and then, every time I watched it, something around me happened. Like, I think one episode, I split my nail somehow watching it. The series is cursed. I forgot to mention during season 1, but when I was watching episode 2, 3, one of those on my house almost burned down. This series almost has a kill count. But yeah, other than that, season 2 is better than the first. Goes on for way too long, but not bad. Next up, K-On! The Movie. This is number 7. K-On! The Movie is interesting as this is entirely original. It's not in the manga. This is something Kyoto Animation decided, hey, let's do this shit because we can. We have it as a sexual series. Let's make the most out of this shit. K-On! The Movie is the longest movie I watched out of all the anime movies so far. It's an hour and 50 minutes long. And I think they play their instruments more in the movie than they do in the actual series, which is really funny. But the movie's good. Takes us in the UK, so it automatically becomes a horror movie. But other than that, I like the movie still feels more like season 2 of them trying to figure out what to do after what are they gonna do after they all graduate. So the movie is very Azazel focused. But that's okay, honestly. Holy shit. But anyways, I like the movie a lot more. I think the movie's ending is better than season 2's ending. Fuck it, don't even get me started. That is the banger Noda singing. I love that song so much. It is such a good song. It really gives up the whole sense of finale. Yeah, I don't got much to say about this. Okay, moving up. Next after this, here we go. My Hero Academia. Or was it Academia? Oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm going here. But My Hero is a series I technically watched back in 2021. Watched the first episode. Didn't watch anything else, and I was one of those people who was on the bandwagon. Like, when the cool thing to do was shit on this series, hate on it. I was one of those people, and then my brother started watching My Hero, and I decided, you know, I'll loosen up a bit of the series, and then eventually I ended up watching like all of season 6, 7, and 8 with them, which is really funny. So I went from episode 1 all the way to the end. My Hero, so far I've watched up to season 4 of My Hero. Currently at the beginning of the Chie Sakai arc, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's really good. My Hero is definitely one of those series where you just gotta separate the fandom from the fandom from the show. Like, this show is absolutely amazing. It's just, I'm just pissed at myself. I was one of those haters, bro. Like I said, if you can ignore a fandom from a series, it becomes really good. I have not watched any of the movies though. I have played a few of the games. I played Battle for All on the 3DS, Once Justice 2, and Ultra Rumble. Ultra Rumble is a weird game. I'm not gonna talk about it now because we still got, like, I think 3 more series to talk about. Okay, number 9, Love, Chunibo, and Utter Delusions. So Chunibo is a series, I actually don't know how I first found out about it, but I watched it. I watched it actually back before I watched the rest of K-On! season 1, and it was just kind of a test the water to see if I wanted to watch it. And then after I finished season 1, before I started watching season 2, I watched episode 2. And then after I finished season 2 of K-On!, that's when I decided, you know, we're gonna start watching Chunibo. Love, Chunibo, and Utter Delusions is possibly the best rom-com I've watched, like, period. I like all the characters. Yeah, this series has a lot of fight scenes in it, surprisingly. I know, keep in mind, this is a romance anime. I've heard some people say that the fight scenes are kind of cringe, but even though I know that's the whole point, I love the fight scenes. I think it's funny as hell seeing them do all this, like, crazy, like, action stuff, but in reality, it's, like, the most boring, stupid-looking shit ever. Because it kind of reminds me how me and my friends used to play, like, the whole fun of using our imagination is imagining some bullshit that's going on. Chunibo captures that feeling well. Season 1 is really good. However, you know it's better than 1? 2! And that's how I'm going to transition to 9.5. Love, Chunibo, and Utter Delusions Heartthrob. This is Season 2. Season 2 is better, if not, like, basically, it's better than Season 1. It's better in every way. They do a lot in this season, actually, because Season 1 was mainly focused on Rika and Yuta's relationship. Season 2 is still about that, but we also get a lot of focus on like all our side characters. A lot of characters get a lot of focus this season, which I like. A whole lot of characters didn't really get the chance to do anything last season, and that sucks to me. Like, come on, we have a whole cast of characters, and you just can't really do shit with them. But like season 2, every character gets their own episode. I'm gonna give an example. Okay, episode 5 of season 2 is mainly focused on Kumin. Kumin's whole little like joke up until that point was she sleeps, and that's kind of it. They don't really try to go past this point, but episode 5's whole plot is that I forgot the goddamn club's name. Okay, I remember. The Far Eastern Magic Napping Society of Summer Club. They get in a they have to compete in a sleeping tournament, which is an actual thing. I did not know that. I didn't know people slept competitively. And so they use this episode to kind of focus on Kumin, and I really like that, because she's a character that doesn't really get that much focus, which is really funny, because she's technically considered one of our main characters, but hey, who cares? Satone, the new character they introduced in season 2, she also gets a lot of focus. Not that much. Not okay. Well, not like that first half. That first half of season 2, she is just kind of like there. It just appears sometimes. But then I think after episode 9 of season. It's either 9 or 8 of season 2. Satone becomes a way more important character. And, you know, yeah. Making your character important, that's important. Guys, count how many times I've said this part. Let's move on to the next one. Number 10. Love, Chunibo, and Other Delusions, Take On Me. So, I watched Take On Me, like, I think, a day after finishing season 2. Take On Me is a really good finale to, like, the series. I like everything about it. I think just giving our characters a satisfying conclusion and send-off, that's all it really needs to. I don't want to really say anything about it, because I think the best way to experience the series is to watch it for yourself. But all I gotta say is, Chunibo Take On Me is like an amazing movie and an amazing finale to a series. And I don't really know how to smoothly transition to this next part. Okay, we're down to the final 2. Let's go on to, no joke, possibly my favorite anime / series I've watched in 2026, at least thus far. Tamako Market. Tamako Market is a series which I watched legit like 2 weeks ago as I'm recording this. And I don't really know how I found out about this series. I think it was because when I was watching K-On!, I kind of heard this series kind of come up in discussions, mainly because by Kyoto Animation, and it is by the same art director of K-On! And the same art director as Kuroko Connect. And Tamako Market is just a really good series. Like, the series is amazing. No joke. It might be my favorite, like, slice of life comedy series just in general today. I love it so much. You don't understand. The characters are enjoyable. I think it also probably has more to do with the fact I was watching this during, like, summer break. So I kind of had like a lot to really say, or to really watch. And this is 12 episodes. This is the first 12 episode season I watched since like. Possibly you can't be the wrong with Charlie French. What the fuck, bro? But yeah, Tamako Market is a really good series. If you're looking for a down to earth slice of life series, Tamako Market is probably the series for you. And now we're going to move on to our final series I watched in 2026 thus far. Tamako Love Story. Tamako Love Story is like an amazing finale to Tamako Market. It's funny because Tamako Market itself is like a slice of life comedy with a little bit of romance sprinkled in there. Love Story basically focuses entirely on the romance. The romance in this movie, I think it's fine. You kind of feel like it comes out of nowhere though, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I loved it. This is also one of those few series to actually make me cry. Not a lot of series can accomplish that. And I wasn't crying because the ending was less like emotional or anything. I was more sad at the fact that this series that I dedicated like a week of my life to, and I enjoyed it so dearly, is just done. That sucked. I love Tamako Market. And the fact that we haven't had anything new in like years for that sucks. The Love Story is a good romance movie. I realized I watched a lot of romance series this year. Jesus Christ, I'm such a fucking chud. But hey, that's every anime I've watched thus far in 2026. I realize when this video goes up, it's gonna become immediately outdated because, I'm already planning to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. My friends are making me watch that. And, Sparks of Tomorrow, Kyoto Animation's newest series, so, and that all happens next month. Oh yeah, also I did watch episode 1 of Steel Ball Run with my friends. Pretty good. But, yeah, this is a more experimental video. I'm testing the waters to see if I want to do more of these, like, rant-style videos where I just rant about shit. Let me know if you want more rant-style videos. This video came out longer than I thought it would be, and I'm kind of worried, so, yeah. See ya.